Hello, anyone, anywhere, anytime. Welcome back to Some Dude
Hey
Plays Fire Emblem Three Houses, Blue Lions, Part 48. So, like I said last one, this one's going to be mostly supports. But we have one thing to do before we run and do this. Anything? Where's Lysithea? There you go. I finally decided who I'm gonna have join us for the month, and that'll be Lysithea, so I'll give her some gifts and hopefully raise her up to sea sport.
Why would we? It may be I guess there's not.
Mission assistance, there we go. Gifts. And for her, best one is actually one of her better ones. Is a lily. And I do have one.
For me?
Yes, that's really good there. So other than Owl Feather, she likes the arithmetic textbook, which I do not have. Okay. Now her next lower level one is Armored Bear Stuffy. And do I have any of those? Got.
For me?
Good. That's even better. Then since that's gone, that is gone. Tasty baked treats.
For me? For me?
Let's see the sports for her. Oh, good. I have her sea sport already, so that should really increase the chances of us picking her up for our party later. Now, time for one of our first extra sports with Byleth.
Hey.
And time to go have a chat with Sylvain, so this is a B support. What happened?
Oh, Professor. I didn't realize you were there. If we keep running into each other like this, people will start to talk.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
say, Sylvain and the Professor are on the prowl. Forget it. What do you need?
Another lover's quarrel, but I'll say girl problem, Sylvain.
I fell for that girl recently, but I just wanted to have some fun and leave it at that. So, I told her we should break it off. I guess she was feeling a little more serious than I was. She started crying, and everything got a bit complicated.
Yeah, you really should stop thinking like that, Sylvain. You're kind of going a bit too far with some things. You're complicated.
Come on, Professor. Playing around with girls is the most fun a guy can have.
Now, that in the way he's talking about, I'm going to say he's dead wrong.
Besides, I don't care what you think of me. I don't intend to change how I live my life. I'm a good-for-nothing, if you haven't noticed. But I'm still a noble with a crest. That's all anyone cares about.
So basically, it's his own mental health that causes him to act like a womanizer. Because he has his own inadequacies. And he believes everyone only cares about that he's a noble with a crest.
It's best to avoid getting too serious with fools like that. It only leads to trouble. I'm gonna be forced into an arranged marriage with some random noble woman anyway. By the way, Professor, you didn't know you had a crest, did you?
So basically, another thing is he never believes he'll actually be able to search for love himself. Never thought much about it.
I see. I suppose a mercenary wouldn't be concerned with such things.
What was your experience?
Most children who are born to noble families are tested upon birth to see if they bear one. Even descendants of the 10 elites, like myself, can't be legitimate heirs without a crest. That means as children, we're only accepted if we're born with one.
Yeah, and that's kind of an issue.
The heads of most noble houses keep having kids until they get one with a crest. Those children then grow up to be heads of their houses, and the vicious cycle continues.
Yep.
Do you get it now? To all these commoner girls, I'm just a trophy. Or rather, a stud horse.
And the thing is, he misses what's in front of him because he thinks like that. That's cynical.
Perhaps, but that doesn't change the fact that these girls don't love me. They only love the potential rewards of loving me. If I marry a girl and she gives birth to a child with a crest, that kid might become the next head of House Gautier.
Sylvain really shouldn't be so down. He should think more positively and he may get a better chance.
But nowadays, with the bloodlines getting weaker, there are a lot of kids like my brother, born with no hope. For ages now, those of us with crests have been envied and desired, but never for who we are. I understand the value of my blood. Believe me, I hate how much I understand it. I know better than to dream of being free from this burden. I'm used to it by now. I used to think I didn't have the right to live freely.
You don't think that way anymore?
That's right. You know what? I'm a bit jealous. The whole time you were growing up, you never knew you had a crest. You were free. Nobody pretended to like you. I kind of hate you for that. You were a spoiled brat who should pay for that crest. Maybe I'll collect the debt.
Getting a bit dark there, Sylvain.
Gotcha! Wow, you should have seen the look on your face just then. Don't mind me, Professor. After all, ladies love a dark and brooding noble.
And that is not a good joke. But the support is done now. Okay. Now we'll just warp to the marketplace. Quickest way to get there.
Pardon me.
Having fun with the camera.
Professor.
Yes. Yeah, time for the C support with Flayn, I believe.
Excuse me, Professor. May I have a moment of your time?
Certainly.
Ah, wonderful. I was hoping you might enlighten me. About yourself, that is. You see, I happen to be quite curious about you.
Oh, why is that?
Well, because there is something different about you. You possess an air of mystery. I could not help but notice when first we met. I am intrigued, to say the least. I find it rather difficult to put into words. Were I to wax poetic, I would say you remind me of the sea. Have you ever been, Professor?
A few times, yes, Zach. Because as a mercenary, you move around a lot.
The sea is vast, boundless. On the surface, all seems still. Yet beneath that stillness, it is unfathomably deep. Within, it teems with life. Yet without, one is lucky to glimpse a fleeting shadow. And yet, all one must do is cast a line to grasp hold of all that life. You cannot see it at a glance, but it is there all the same.
What are you talking about exactly?
About fish, of course. Oh, bother. I got sidetracked, didn't I? Right. About the sea. During a storm, the once calm waters become mighty enough to overturn even the vastest ships.
At least they still found a way to throw some humor into kind of a serious conversation.
Not unlike you. You are calm. You carry yourself with poise. Yet you wield great power. My brother was uncertain of you at first. He once referred to you as a youth of dubious origin. Oh, but please do not think ill of him. He is incredibly dedicated to his work. So surely you understand why he would have doubts about one of whom he knows so little.
I kind of agree there, but I could use better words when explaining it.
Nobody even seems to know your age. Incidentally, how old are you?
I don't actually know.
Wait, you do not know your own age? You truly are mysterious. Looking at you, it is quite difficult for me to determine. I wonder, could you be younger than your own students?
Probably not. And how old are you?
Who? Me? Well, I am roughly the same age as the other youths here.
Trying to dodge the question, Flayn. Trying to dodge the question. Of course, we made the mistake of asking what the age was to a girl, so never do that. You look younger than the others.
Be that as it may, it is simply not the case. Oh, by the way, you should know I had actually been considering enrolling in the academy for a while. I have endured hard times, but I am so grateful that those very experiences led to my acceptance at the academy.
Yep.
Oh, my apologies. I am sure you have much work to do. I will not keep you any longer. We must speak again sometime, if that would be all right. Have a lovely day.
I will. Okay, so yeah, the sea sport, so... Oh, good. So time to go to the monastery for the next Byleth sport. And this one should be a sea. Yeah. Yeah, him and Lysithea, because Dorothea won't happen for a bit. You need to be in part 2 for that. Well, you need to be in the... It needs to be a little later on for that one. Yes.
Honestly, what do they all take me for? I'm fine. Perfectly and completely fine. It's hardly different from daytime. I'm not scared.
So she got challenged to nighttime dare.
Ah! Ghost!
She got so surprised there.
Hang on. Professor? Is that you? Oh, well, good evening!
Where are you headed?
Oh, I left something in the dining hall, so I'm on my way to fetch it. But you don't need to come with me or anything like that. I'm fine on my own, really.
I wasn't planning on it.
You weren't? Oh, apologies for making an assumption. The truth is, everyone I come across asks if I'd like some company. They all seem to think I'll be scared wandering alone at night.
Wow.
So rude and presumptuous, you know? I'm perfectly capable of being on my own.
And yet you were scared. Of course, good evening then.
Hey, Professor, wait! Well...
I knew it. She was going to ask for your escort.
I thought it might be nice to walk and talk together to the dining hall. Shall we? To be abundantly clear, this has nothing to do with my non-existent fear of ghosts.
Trying to cover it up. I'd be happy to.
Oh, you must be bored. Fantastic then. Do you mind, filling the void with some chatter? Some find silence to be a bit unsettling after all.
Yeah, she does. What would you have me say?
Okay,
Sweat drop.
I confess, I am scared of ghosts. The monastery is unnerving to me at night. So, can we talk about something, please? Anything. I've noticed for quite some time now, you treat all your students equally, don't you? You've never treated me differently simply because I'm younger than the others. And I've always appreciated that.
You're younger? Yeah, she's one of the youngest.
Isn't it rather obvious? I'm roughly 2 to 3 years younger than the rest of the class. Have you just not been paying close enough attention to those you teach?
Nah, it just doesn't bother me with age.
That's poor form for a professor. Oh, there! I found what I was looking for. Well, I'd better be on my way now. Good night!
Hey, there we go. Support C. And let's head back down. I just want to check something quickly. Because I might still have her lost item. If I do, great. If not, oh well.
Why would it make? I guess there's...
Yeah, so there you go. Yes, we have it. So let's give her a couple of more gifts. Yeah. Oh, I'm out of tasty.
Thank you. Thank you.
There we go. We'll do that. So now, we didn't get the next support with her, but it's better than nothing. So now let's jump into more support. So Dimitri, and we'll do Sylvain, get his to max, and then Ingrid and Flayn.
Your Highness? Why are you in my room?
Sorry, I need to hide in here, just for a while. I'll have you know this is all your fault.
Sylvain really did something bad now. Time to see what it is.
Hide? From who?
It's, a girl from the academy.
I'm sorry, it's a what?
This is all because of your insistence that I go and ask a girl out.
You didn't give her a dagger, did you? Is that why you're hiding? Does she have a dagger, Dimitri?
He thinks Dimitri pissed her off by giving her a dagger, so she's chasing after him.
Look, you kept true to your promise to improve your behavior. So I felt it was only right to make good on my side of the bargain, too.
You invited a girl to dinner, and now she's chasing you around. What's the big deal?
It probably happens to Sylvain all the time, but he's a bit of a, well, you know, so he gets dumped or dumps them pretty quickly.
Unless... Did you use one of my pickup lines? Those words are dangerous in the wrong hands.
Oh, yeah.
With me, people know a line's a line and I'm joking. But you, nobody's ever accused you of being funny.
I clearly underestimated the difficulty of the task. But what do I do now?
Relax, Your Highness. Relax. I'll sort this whole thing out real easy. All we have to do is figure out how to make this girl lose interest in you.
Bad idea.
And making girls lose interest is what I'm best at. You just wait right there, and I'll fix everything.
Now, this might be a good idea, because Sylvain's good at that.
It was my naivete that brought this about. I cannot place this immense burden on your shoulders.
This is no job for an amateur. You need a professional's help.
Is Sylvain really a professional, though?
Trying to do everything yourself has never served you so well, so just leave this to the master.
Good answer.
Even the dagger incident could have been avoided if you had just talked with me beforehand.
There wasn't time for consultation. I only learned she was leaving on the day of her departure.
Whatever you say. The point is, you need to learn to rely on me for these types of things in the future.
Well, he does have great experience with the other kind.
For now, I got this. And if I ever need help with something you know how to help with, then maybe you can do the same for me.
Sylvain. Very well. When that time comes, I promise to help you as best I can. A knight of Fargus never goes back on his word. Isn't that right?
Yep.
You're a good man, Sylvain. I'm sorry to do this to you. Best of luck.
Knowing Dimitri, he probably hooked up with a yandere.
Please, Your Highness. I've spent years honing my skills for just this situation. Watch and learn.
This is going to be turned out to be something hilarious if they keep it going. But of course they don't. There you go. Now, we'll do Flayn and then Ingrid.
Oh, are you on cooking duty today, Flayn? That's unusual.
Indeed I am. I have been working away on this meal for hours now. The only thing is, each time it is my turn to tend to the meals, those in the dining hall seem to miraculously become very busy and evacuate the premises.
Okay, so we have a Akane Tendo case of cooking here, maybe? Because if everyone runs, it must be poisoned.
I make the food, but nobody is ever here to eat it. I do not understand what the issue is. It is such a waste.
Well, you're in luck. I've just finished training and am positively ravenous. If you don't mind, I'd love to sample your cooking.
We all salute you, Dimitri, and your sacrifice.
Really? I mean, yes, please, have some. It is not perfect, but I am certain it will taste quite nice all the same.
Have you even tasted your own food, Flayn?
I'm sure it will be great. Thank you, Flayn.
Death flag.
There were a few suspiciously crunchy bits here and there, but other than that, it was fine.
Okay, that does sound right. Now I'm waiting for the punchline.
You liked it? Wow, nobody has ever liked anything I've cooked. If I cannot get anyone else to eat this meal, though, it is going to spoil and go to waste. It is no secret to me that I am not very good at cooking.
Say, Flayn, may I have a second helping?
Okay, something is very wrong right now.
You actually want more?
Of course. I wouldn't want it to go to waste after all the effort you put in.
You are so going to suffer for it later, Dimitri.
This kind of mishap can happen to anyone, you know? Don't let it get you down. Besides, I can tell you put a lot of love and dedication into preparing this food for everyone. That alone makes it taste good.
Okay, that's a very good point from him, but he's still going to suffer later for being the nice guy.
There is no need for false flattery.
Wow, that's a blush on her face.
I speak nothing short of the truth, always. It was delicious, and I look forward to eating it again sometime. I'll agree there is no need to make enough for everyone, though. If you like, you could just cook enough for me.
Now that was a very suave move, Dimitri.
Perhaps. I hope you enjoy the rest of the meal.
And there we go, that part's done. Now, finally, we have Dimitri and Ingrid.
Ingrid, I've been doing some thinking, and it occurs to me that I owe you an apology.
What? Why do you seem so serious?
In a just world, you would be happily married to Glenn. He truly loved you, and it's clear that you cared deeply for him as well. But on that awful night, he died right before my eyes. I could do nothing to prevent it. In a way, I'm responsible for you losing the joyous future that should have been yours. I know my words can change nothing, but I'm so sorry, Ingrid.
Yeah, so it turns out no matter how much the Blue Lions house cover it, they all suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder.
No, Your Highness. There's no need to apologize.
Right answer, Ingrid.
Glenn's death. It still doesn't feel real. I always looked up to Glenn. He was the very picture of a perfect knight, noble and virtuous. In the end, he laid down his life, the ultimate sacrifice. I feel proud of him in ways that words can't quantify.
Proud? Truly?
That's right. I feel proud that he died for those he was sworn to protect. Proud that he passed from this realm to the next as a perfect knight.
I don't know why, but I think there still might be something going on to how much they're alluding to this Glenn character.
Are you really trying to turn his needless death into an ideal to uphold? You and he are so alike.
Needless death? How can you say that? Glenn gave his life for you, for everyone, and this is how you speak of his sacrifice?
And like I said, Dimitri just put his foot in a... Well, Dimitri finally put his foot in his mouth. Man, I'm having problems with my words.
You weren't there. You didn't witness his last moments. If you had, you wouldn't feel that way.
I don't care to hear your interpretation of his final moments. He was and will always be an ideal knight.
Yeah. She needs to take off the rose-tinted glasses a bit, but that's how she's dealing with the loss.
You would do well to rethink that ideal, my friend.
Pardon me? He served in your guard. He took great pride in what he did, in protecting you. The very least you can do is not spit on his memory. If you'll excuse me.
Yep.
What is the matter with me?
Good question to ask yourself. And good, and that will be concluded in part 2 of the B support with Ingrid. So yeah, I'm just trying to okay. So most of them have 2 supports left, so we'll do Sylvain and Dorothea.
Ah, Dorothea. What are you doing here?
I was actually waiting to see you.
Were you going to invite me out to dinner? I accept.
Stop jumping the gun.
Yes, I was. I don't think it would be so bad to share a meal with you from time to time.
Okay, what just happened? He was right on the dot.
How about tonight? I'm busy tomorrow.
That's fine by me. What are you busy with, I wonder? Girls? And more girls?
Isn't it an unwritten rule not to ask about such things? But what a curious turn of events. Have you perhaps got an ulterior motive?
So it is probably an unwritten rule to ask about such things. And yeah, Dorothea probably has a ulterior motive.
No ulterior motives. If you're worried, we can just pretend this conversation never happened.
No, wait! That's not what I meant.
Wow, Sylvain put his foot in his mouth.
I just don't understand why you want my company now, when you've always been so cold to me.
But yeah, he's getting played by Dorothea too.
Have you perhaps fallen in love with me?
Going too far there.
My stomach just got queasy. You know what? Maybe I'll eat on my own after all.
His words just totally put her off.
Fine, I get it. You want someone to chase your loneliness away.
Something like that, yes. If you don't want to, I'll ask someone else.
Don't dream of it. It would be my pleasure, milady.
So they both had a quick recovery there.
And to be clear, the reason you chose to spend time with me is my family, yes? Or is it my crest? Both? I'm just curious about such things. Say I was a commoner. Would you still have invited me to dinner?
Is this really necessary for a simple dinner invitation?
And of course, Sylvain is reading too far into it.
Actually, I have a question of my own. Say I was a hoarse-voiced old hag.
Oh, great comeback, Dorothea.
Would you still be flirting with me? Would you still want to hold my hand and whisper sweet nothings?
That's a difficult question. I have nothing against mature women, but...
Even if you were an old man, I still would have invited you out.
Oh, she just got him.
If you were a former noble exiled from his family, or an orphan from the streets, my heart cares not.
Well, she definitely understands love more than he does.
Just kidding. I just wanted to try saying it. Of course it's better that you have money.
And then she covers it up.
You little... Yeah, that's probably true. So, Dorothea, about that dinner?
It would be an honor to have you join me tonight. And let's not talk about things like this over dinner.
That is probably a really good choice.
Even if I was an old man or an orphan, huh?
I'm really starting to like these two as a parent, but we'll see how it goes. Now, Sylvain and Felix.
Sylvain, I want to apologize for the other day.
The other day? What are you talking about, Felix? Is this a trap?
It's a trap.
You know, when I called you insatiable.
Oh, that? Can't say it didn't hurt, but you have nothing to apologize for. I mean, you've said worse, Felix. Considerably worse.
I agree there.
Come on, we've known each other since we were kids. We're not gonna let your constant verbal abuse get in the way of our friendship, are we?
That can happen.
No, I suppose not.
Yep.
Whenever I started doing something dumb, you'd yell at me about it.
Good thing, too, or else you'd still be doing dumb things, which you are, just in different ways.
And whenever you drag me into something, Ingrid would find out and start lecturing us.
All these years, and not much has changed, has it? But you're different, Felix. You used to be so, I don't know, carefree when we were young. Now you're the exact opposite.
And that's what life does to you.
Well, you're not any different. Good for nothing then, good for nothing now.
Again with the abuse. This from the guy who's always been by that good-for-nothing side. So, did you come to apologize, or to insult me?
I was on my way to train and I saw you. That's all.
Felix is such a tsundere.
You're off to train again? Now who's insatiable?
Better than sitting idle like you.
Yep.
A little idleness would do you some good, pal.
Probably.
Come on, let me buy you something to eat.
No.
You have to choose, Felix. Our friendship or your training.
Felix is going with training.
My training. Goodbye for now.
I read it exactly as it is.
What did... Is he... Wait, Felix, I'll come train too. Wait up.
And good return, Sylvain. Not willing to give up a friendship over a stupid question like that. So if you don't come to dinner, you might as well train together. And there we are. Okay, so I still have 1, 2, 3. So I still have 4 supports left to do, so we'll take care of them in the next episode because I still have Cyril's birthday and another week of teaching before we're on our last free day of the month before the mission. So this is Zach of SomeDudePlays.com saying please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, visit SomeDudePlays.com, and other than that, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.